Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is episode 2 in my Feminine Empowerment series. Today we're going to be talking about 7 ways to be authentic. So authenticity is a huge part of harnessing your divine feminine energy. And I really feel like authenticity is something that takes practice. The first step to authenticity is to know yourself. And I feel like as you work with expressing your authentic side, you know yourself and you come to learn yourself even more. So are you guys ready to get started? Go ahead and get a pen and a piece of paper or something to jot down some notes with if you would like, or you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy this message. So the first step in authenticity is to accept yourself for who you are. This is accepting yourself inside and out. I feel like it's easy to accept your qualities that are very positive, but it can be more difficult to accept aspects of yourself that you see as a flaw. For instance, I have been diagnosed with ADHD by many doctors. And this is a part of myself that I was in denial about for a very long time. And I feel like it's a part of myself that has made it difficult for me to connect with some people, or made it difficult for people to connect with me. I've had some issues related to this side of myself. The fact that my brain kind of works differently than most people can be very frustrating sometimes. But I've been able to accept this side of myself, first of all, through knowledge and education, understanding this aspect of myself, researching it, talking to people in my life about it and what it's like being around me and people who have this, and also just being able to learn more about it, know more about it has helped me so much. So yes, there are some parts of this that can make it very difficult, and I used to reject this side of myself for so long, but now I see how it's actually one of my best qualities. It makes me very energetic. It makes me very social. It can actually boost my confidence sometimes. And also it can make me very imaginative and very creative. So I actually owe a lot to this side of myself that other people might see as a flaw or something that makes me kind of weird or different. Okay, so my question to you is there something that is part of you that you feel is kind of weird? Maybe you have a stutter or a lisp or something. Maybe you have a physical feature that might be different than what other people would have. Do you have a gap in your teeth? Do your ears stick out? Is there anything like that about your physical appearance or how you act or how you talk that maybe some people have pointed out as a flaw or you think is a flaw? This actually might be one of your best characteristics. This is the thing that makes you stick out. Working in the modeling industry for so long, I've actually realized a lot of the models that have like these flaws or unconventional kind of looks are the ones who end up making it so big. So you can take that part of yourself, whatever it is, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever this flaw supposedly is, you can take it and you can make it into your trademark. You can make it into something that's actually one of the best parts of yourself. So accepting yourself for who you are. You might also realize that, like for me, I'm like 5'5". I'm probably never going to be 6 feet tall. And so I am kind of a shorter person, a kind of more petite person. And so accepting that side of myself and not being upset that I'm not taller is something that has helped me as well. Like there's some things about yourself that you know is like who you are. It's just a part of you that you might not be able to change. And being able to accept those things, whether once again it's mental or physical or emotional side of you, just being able to accept that really helps. Anybody out there who's a Pisces? I've had a lot of Pisces friends throughout my life because I think Pisces and Aquarius get along very well. I'm Aquarius. And so I know a lot of people who are Pisces or maybe Cancer or water signs can be more emotional than other people, can cry a lot or feel things really deep. Even those of you guys who are empaths might also feel this way, even if you're not a water sign or you don't have water in your chart. So instead of trying to change that side of yourself, maybe embrace it. Like some of you guys who do cry a lot or who are more emotional, you're able to express your emotions better. Sometimes your sensitivities are a gift that allow you to tap into your artistic abilities, or that allow you to tap into your gifts, or allow you to be vulnerable. So start seeing some of these flaws as a strength. So if you want to do an exercise that will help you with that, you can go ahead and get a piece of paper, write down all the things that you don't like about yourself or that you think are a flaw, and then brainstorm and see how that can actually be turned into a strength. That's going to be a really great exercise to help you learn to accept yourself for who you are. So that's step 1 to being authentic. Step 2 is support your self-esteem. Okay, self-esteem, some people have natural confidence and self-esteem. Shout out to you guys, that's awesome. But most of us really have to work on this. Some of us were raised by parents and community that were constantly lifting us up and telling us, you look beautiful, wow, you did such a great job, I'm proud of you. And then some of us got the opposite of that, or our parents just weren't really communicative like that. So sometimes you grow up feeling like crap, especially if you've been told your whole life that you're crap, or you had teachers in school that were mean to you, or you were bullied, or whatever. So we're all at different places on the self-esteem spectrum, but wherever you're at, you can start growing better self-esteem today. However you see yourself is the way that other people receive you. So number 1 with self-esteem, first of all, I'm gonna say posture. If you can just roll your shoulders back and down, lift your chin up a little bit, take a deep breath, hold a strong energy in your body while also relaxing. Body language has a lot to do with how we're received by others and also how we feel on the inside. So just practicing good posture and being conscious of relaxing your shoulders and releasing any tension in your jaw or in your face will really go far. The next thing to help your self-esteem is going to be mirror work. Looking in the mirror with no makeup, maybe even no clothes on, or just a little bit of lingerie or underwear or something, whatever you feel comfortable in. And instead of looking in the mirror and poking at your fat or looking at your stretch marks or wishing that you had bigger boobs or whatever it is, look in the mirror and just accept yourself for who you are and tell yourself, like, I am beautiful. This is my vessel. This is my gift. I get to live this life and be in this body and experience this world. And I'm a work in progress. I'm getting better every day, So if there are aspects of yourself that you don't like, I think it's important to be real. If you have some weight you can lose or weight you can gain, or there's something about yourself you'd like to change, like I always feel like if you're not happy with something, change it. You can work towards it. That way you're doing something about it. But I think it's also important to accept where you're at in the moment and tell yourself, I'm beautiful. This body, this vessel has carried me so far in my life, and I'm uniquely beautiful. There's no one else in the world like me. There's absolutely no one like me. There's only one me. And so, you are you, and that is your gift. So another aspect of self-esteem is being able to see yourself in the best light. So this has a lot to do with self-care, and we're definitely going to be talking about self-care in another episode when we focus on cultivating inner beauty and outer beauty. But just real quick, doing little things like making sure you're just taking good care of your body, taking care of your skin, brushing your hair, styling your hair maybe just a little bit. If you feel like crap when you look in the mirror, there's always something you can do, whether it's just brush your hair and put it up. Maybe go on YouTube and learn some easy tutorials for different ways to style your hair if you're getting bored, or try a new haircut. There's makeup techniques that you can use. You don't have to wear makeup. You can just do your skincare really nice and Sometimes just the littlest thing like drawing your eyebrows in or putting on a little bit of lip balm can make the biggest difference in your mood and how you feel. And you don't always have to, support traditional beauty standards and feminine standards in order to do that. I love it. I think it's fun. I love makeup. I love being able to style myself up, but I also love just, enjoying my natural beauty. So we'll be talking about that in another session, but just remember to take good care of your body, and the colors and the clothing that you wear have a huge effect on how you feel. So try to wear clothes that are like really comfortable. I love this top because it's very comfortable. It has a nice fabric and it's just super romantic looking, and every day you can kind of wear what you feel or express yourself. You have so many different ways you can express yourself with your body and with your vessel, and that can be part of your self-esteem. If you're used to just like washing your face with bar soap and just running out the door, maybe just get up a little bit early, invest in some products, or you can even go on Pinterest and learn how to make natural skincare products that are very affordable and really good for your body. And just take good care of yourself. Make sure you're exfoliating every once in a while, that you're moisturizing your skin, that you're drinking lots of water. What you put inside your body also has a lot to do with your self-esteem. I feel like crap when I'm eating those processed carbohydrates and a lot of sugars and eating not a diet that's not balanced. Get those green vegetables into your body. Make sure you're having some healthy fruits. Make sure that you're drinking your water, and listen to your body. You can eat intuitively. Your body will tell you what it needs, and that will also help with self-esteem. So cultivating self-esteem will definitely help you towards becoming authentic. So number 3 is act on your dreams and desires. Okay, so this is a way to become more authentic and to unleash your feminine energy. Act on your desires and your dreams. I always say on the channel, your desires are the compass that points you in the direction of your life mission and soul purpose. Sometimes you might not know 100% what your purpose is or exactly what you're supposed to be doing in life, but you might have a desire like, you know what, I really want to get a new apartment. And that might be all you know. And so work towards that, get your new apartment, and then once you're there, another desire will come up, and keep working towards those things. For me, working towards my desires is what took me on this incredible journey. I just knew, you know what? I want to be free and be able to do a job where I can work online and do that whole digital nomad thing. Started working towards that, and it connected me with my purpose, and it was just so amazing. So work with what's in front of you, work with what you know, and it's okay to have a desire to, want something material. We are spiritual beings in this earthly body. And so I know there's some people out there in the spiritual community that are just like, release attachments, release desires. Desires are the root of all suffering, and, just transcend that. But I think that, we're here to live this human life, and as part of that, we will have desires. Don't feel guilty for the things that you want. Just work towards it and know that anything is possible. You can manifest anything you want in this life, but it is going to take hard work and effort. So that's why we're saying act on your desires and dreams. So many of you guys contact me for readings and coaching, and you have these dreams, and you're very intuitive, but it might just be that logically you need to figure out like what the first step is. So that's also a really strong part of using your divine feminine energy, is that naturally the divine feminine energy is very imaginative. We'll have big dreams, we'll have big desires, but we can balance that energy with the masculine energy of taking action. So act on your dreams, act on your desires. That will help you to be more authentic and feel like you're living your authentic life. Earlier in my journey, I was working a job that was more for the people who were around me, more to make my community happy. It was more about just trying to survive and kind of keep the lights on and keep a roof over my head and food on my table. And I was going to school because that's what everyone did, even though I really didn't like it. It just really wasn't me. I was honestly living most of my life in order to kind of fit in or blend in, or in order to just kind of do what I thought you're supposed to do, based off of expectations. But it wasn't authentic to me at all, because I actually just happened to be a total free spirit, Aquarius woman who just wants to have a very unconventional life. I don't like following rules. I don't like going along with the status quo. Any other Aquarius out there, you know what I mean. And maybe some of you guys feel like that. So I just woke up one day, had this quarter life crisis, and was like, okay, none of this is making me happy. This is not me. I'm literally being like a fake person just so I can get through every day. Like, this needs to change. And so the first step for me was just making a vision board and writing down my desires and like putting images of what I wanted my life to look like and trying to really connect with what I wanted. And sometimes you can't figure out what you want until you allow yourself that space to fantasize and to dream. And you just got to get that idea in your head, and then you can work towards it. So you can't really act on your dreams and desires until you set a clear intention of what you want. So maybe some of you guys need to write a list or need to brainstorm, or this is a fun exercise. You can write in your journal or your diary or just on a piece of paper or even on a note in your phone, like pretend like it's 5 or 10 years from now and write as if you're already there, and write what a day in the life looks like and like what you're up to and like what's fun for you. And when I did that exercise, I realized like, wow, that is so not what I'm doing now. So how am I going to get there? So I also think that's really fun. I think it is intimidating and kind of intense when you realize what you want is so different than what you're doing now. It can seem so far away and so impossible. And we can come up with so many reasons why we can't do it, because of our background, because of where we came from, because of our financial situation. But these are all temporary things. We can change them. We are the master controllers of our life, master creators of our life. So it can be intense when you're realizing, wow, this is so far away from what I really want. But I also think it's kind of fun. Sometimes life is kind of a game. You can see like, okay, so how am I gonna get from where I'm at now to like where I want to be? Like, I call this kind of road mapping. And you can have fun every day and wake up every day knowing that you have this exciting idea and you're gonna move towards it. And it makes life more fun to just kind of have some desires and dreams and goals to work towards. And you can enjoy your life where you're at. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Love where you're at. Don't tell yourself, once I get to that point, then I can celebrate, then I can enjoy my life, then I'll let myself relax. Like, celebrate along the way, have fun along the way, enjoy your life along the way, but you can also have some goals that will keep you motivated to wake up every day, have something to look forward to. So the next point, number 4, is trust your intuition in relationships, okay? This is another way to be authentic. Sometimes as empaths or as light workers, we just want to help everyone. We just want to be friends with everyone. We want to be kind with everyone. Anyone who comes on our path, we just want to show them that love and that light, or we want to connect with them. But what I've realized about life is that there's your yes people, and then there's your no people. And you're gonna meet those no people, and there will be relationships you'll have to let go of. It might be kind of awkward. There are going to be those people you're going to have to move past, but there will also be those people who become your lifelong friends. There will also be those people that are your yes people, that are supportive, that are kind. Everyone is human at the end of the day. We all make mistakes. There's always going to be a little bit of conflict every once in a while in a relationship, but if you're in any type of relationship and your intuition is telling you this is toxic, this isn't good for me, this person is really pulling me down, or I feel like my energy is just being leaked from me, or you sense that they're kind of an energy vampire, or they're very codependent, or they're pulling a codependent side out of you, or you sense there's narcissism going on, or anything, like, always trust your intuition. And you are not obligated to be friends with everyone. You're not obligated to explain yourself to everyone. You're not obligated to, honestly, your only obligation is to yourself, That might seem a little selfish, but your attention and your time and your energy is a gift that you get to give to others. And there are some people out there that you'll feel comfortable and you'll feel safe connecting with, and then there's people you won't, whether it's just a personality clash or that person really has got some issues or whatever. Always pay attention. Now, there will be people who will come on your path that at first you might not realize that that's how it is. Sometimes there's people who are meant to come in your life for a certain time in order to help you learn certain things or to bless you in certain ways, and then sometimes it's just time to let that go. Sometimes it's like your soul contract with that person is up, or sometimes it's just, it's not the right thing for you anymore, or the relationship doesn't serve you anymore or whatever. So you don't necessarily have to go around just cutting cords with everyone and just be isolating yourself. It's all about balance, and you don't want to run away from connections, but there's also some connections out there you'll realize, like, I need to trust my intuition. This isn't right for me. So that's how you can be authentic, because sometimes letting the wrong people in your life can seriously take you on a whole other path. And remember, you become like the people you surround yourself with. So it's very important to really think about who you're surrounding yourself with and how they're contributing to your life. So this kind of goes along with point 4, but this is number 5, respect your boundaries. That's how you can be more authentic. So just figure out what your boundaries are. Your boundaries include like what you want to say yes to, what you want to say no to. I think boundaries have a lot to do with many times saying no. That can be very hard for those of us who are light workers or who are recovering codependents or who are people pleasers. And so it can be very difficult when somebody's like, hey, you want to come out tonight? And you know that you set aside this day to rest. You had a cold earlier in the week and you just need to rest, and you have stuff you need to get done or you need to study, and you just know, I really don't want to do that. Excuse me. And then somebody is pressuring you, like, come on, come out. And you're like, no. And then they start guilt tripping you and they're like, well, you said you'd hang out with me soon. And what about this? Or you're being a homebody or whatever. And then you just kind of give in and say, fine. And then you go to whatever the thing is, you have a horrible time, you resent the person, and that all could have been avoided by just saying a firm no, and maybe not explaining yourself or just ignoring the text messages or whatever, and just, saying no. And then also you want to think about that person. Maybe they just really want to see you and hang out with you and they mean no harm. But if you have people in your life you literally cannot say no to, and they get mad and they blow up and they throw a fit, you need to distance yourself from those people or kind of like say goodbye to them, So being able to say no, being able to have boundaries in relationships, if you're not ready to go to a certain step with someone in a relationship and they're pressuring you, being able to say no. And then once again, asking yourself, do I want to be around people that can constantly kind of try to push my boundaries? Also letting people know your boundaries. If you don't speak up, if you don't say like no thank you or no, or you don't tell them like kind of what your limits are, then it's kind of hard to, that person might not know. I see this a lot with clients in relationships where I have lots of clients, or this has happened to me in the past too, where you kind of start dating somebody and you really want a commitment, and that person just says, I just want to have fun, or I just want to hook up, or I just want to hang out, or I just want to casually date. And so there's a part of you inside that's just like, no, I really want a relationship, but you just kind of go along with it for a couple months, and then months later you get really upset. We get upset, I get upset, this happened to me, and you say like, okay, like what are we? I want a commitment. And that other person says like their boundary, like, I remember I said I don't want anything, and you're like, well, I do. And you feel like you've kind of been cheated or you've been had, but the truth is, in the beginning, that person stated their boundary with you, but you never stated your boundary with them. So just think about that. That's a way to be more authentic in relationships. It's a way to be more authentic when you're connecting with people, and just, to have boundaries with yourself too, to know how far you're going to push yourself. Like this, even in exercise, let's say you're exercising and you know what your limits are, and you know when you need to kind of stop or cool down, and you just ignore that, you ignore your intuition, you ignore your internal boundary telling you, hey, you're getting really overheated, you need to take a break, or you need to kind of cool it down, and you keep pushing past that, sometimes it can be dangerous. So boundaries help protect you. Boundaries help you to be more authentic. So the next way to be more authentic is number 6, be fully present. So whatever it is you're doing, whether you're connecting with other people, or you're doing some cleaning around your house, or you're exercising, or you're at work, or whatever, be fully present. You are the one who gets to choose every single day, like what you're gonna do. You're the one who gets to choose where you're gonna work, or where you're gonna go to school, and like what classes you're gonna take, or what jobs you're gonna do. You get to decide if you're going to, do the cleaning, or if you're gonna exercise, if you're gonna, eat this for breakfast, or if you're gonna do that. So try to be fully present. Sometimes we dissociate. Dissociation is when you're kind of hovering outside of your body. It's where you're not fully present. So sometimes we dissociate when we're watching TV. Have you ever sat down with like a bowl of popcorn or something and started watching TV, and before you knew it, you ate the whole bowl, or like you ate the whole bag, or, dissociation can happen sometimes if you find yourself just kind of staring and people are like, hello, are you there? And like you kind of snap out of it. Sometimes that's just, that could just be you being tired and just needing to take a break, and it happens sometimes. But if you catch yourself dissociating all the time, just kind of going through the motions of life, that can be really rough. Sometimes we do that to avoid pain, or to avoid connection with people, or for all sorts of issues. But being fully present, dropping down into your heart center, and being focused in the moment is an amazing way to be authentic. It also helps you to really question choices that you've made to make sure that they're in alignment. Giving people your presence when you're with them helps build more authentic connections and more authentic relationships, and it also helps you to enjoy your life. So this could also be considered mindfulness. To practice mindfulness, I would highly suggest meditation or yoga. Yoga has really helped me to learn to be present and to be here and now. It's one of the most amazing gifts that you can give yourself, is to be present. That's why it's called a present. So the next step is number 7, and this is called take off your mask, okay? So another way to be authentic, the last and final way on this list, is to take off your mask. So when you get to know someone, when you go into work or whatever, do not wear a mask. Always be yourself. I remember back in my previous life, earlier journey, I had 4 different personalities. I know that's crazy, but I had one way I would be around my friends. I had one way I'd be around my parents. I'd have another way I would be at church. I used to go to church. I had another way I would be at work. And I think for me, I just kind of did this for survival. Because of what I was going through in the past. But once I became an adult, I realized I got to make my choices, and I don't have to put myself in situations that I don't want to be in, or that make me feel not authentic. And so I learned more about who I was. I learned more about what I wanted, what was important to me, and that helped me to be able to be authentic. So if you realize that you're doing that, if you got a work personality and a home personality, it might just be because you're not in the right situation, or if you have to put on a mask around a person, and you might feel like you got to do that because of protection. You really want to think about that relationship or situation, whatever it is, and ask yourself, why do I feel like I need to do this? And it's normal. I think a lot of people do it. But making different choices and slowly becoming comfortable, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and just be your true self no matter what, is going to be amazing, and getting yourself out of situations where you feel like you can't be your true self. So what I love about this is that being mindful about authenticity, it really does bring out your feminine side, and it allows you to really build a life and a lifestyle that you feel comfortable in, that you feel safe in, where you can express yourself, you can express your truth, you can express your gentleness, and you don't have to worry. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any more tips about how to be authentic, definitely sound off in the comments below. And I will see you guys again tomorrow for another episode of our Divine Feminine Empowerment course. I'll see you later. Peace out.